In this lesson, we're going to take a look at inline CSS. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. And this is our website that we had from last time. As you can see, it's the exact same one. I didn't change anything. What we're going to try to do in this lesson is actually change the background color and maybe the header tag. So first off, how do we change the background color? This is where CSS comes into play. CSS is used to change the style of how things look. And CSS is a different language, just like how HTML is its own language, JavaScript is its own language, Python is its own language. CSS is its own language. So how do we write inline CSS and what does it mean? So CSS can be written in three ways. It can be written in a separate file, just like how we have our file for HTML. We can have a separate file for CSS. Another way we can write it is by having two tags for CSS and then typing all our CSS within the same document as our HTML. And finally, we have inline CSS, which is writing CSS code in the same line as our HTML tags. For example, I could go ahead and add an attribute called style, and I can equate it to these quotation marks, and I could go ahead and actually start writing all my inline CSS code within this area. So this is actually right here, this whole thing is inline CSS because I am styling this tag in the line of the HTML code. So how do I actually change the background of this HTML page? Well, it's really simple, but since we're still beginners, what we're going to do is go ahead and actually search it up. So I've already done it. I've already searched it up. I searched up W3 Schools background color CSS. So as you can see over here, we have this link over here, the first one. We're going to click on this. And we can see that the first thing that we see is background color colon coral. Okay, and this is basically how we write CSS code. So we really don't want to worry about anything else. We just want to worry about the CSS code itself. As you can see, the person did something else. Instead, we're trying to make inline CSS code. So what we can do is actually copy this word for word and actually write it over here. So I'm going to go back to my website and I'm going to go ahead and start typing away. So I'm going to type in background color and I'm going to change this to coral. And at the end, I'm going to add a semicolon. So note that I wrote background color with a dash. I did not add a space because we want to change a background color. We want to change a background color to coral. So we're basically saying background color over here should be equal to, by using this colon, to coral. And at the end, we have a semicolon. And that's basically how we go ahead and change a background color. So we can go ahead and actually test if this works by simply saving the file and reloading the page over here. As you can see, the background color of the page has changed, but I've accidentally also closed my coding file. So I could press Ctrl-Shift-T to actually open it back up. It's just like a browser. We can go ahead and press Ctrl-W, Ctrl-T, Ctrl-Shift-T. Great. Let's go ahead and now change the color of this header tag. So how do we do this? I challenge you to go ahead and actually change it by yourself. Okay, great. So how do we change this? Well, simply we have to write more inline CSS code. So I'm going to go ahead and find my name, and this is an H1 tag. And what I can do over here is type in style, because this is inline CSS. And in this style, I could go ahead and actually write color is equal to white, like that. And again, I'm going to go ahead and break this down. All I'm saying is change the color, and we're going to equate it to white, and at the end we added a semicolon just to tell the code, oh, you're done reading this CSS line of code. This is the finished command. You do not need to read beyond this, and that's it. So it's very important that you go ahead and add these semicolons, otherwise your code will not work. Okay, so if we go ahead and reload the page now, you'll see our name is white. So that's good, and that's basically how we go ahead and add inline CSS. In the next video, we're going to take a look at what is internal CSS, which is going to be a lot more fun. So before you head over there, I want you to go ahead and experiment on your own page by adding many different inline CSS effects, but mainly focus on color and background color, as those are the only two things that we've done. For example, you could go ahead and change my education, my hobbies, achievements, all of these to red, blue, or anything that you want. You can also go ahead and change this. You could change the contact me over down here, and you could basically change anything you want as long as you go ahead and customize it, explore the idea so you're ready for the next lesson.